everyone, thanks again for joining me for this week's Soulmate Oracle reading. Okay, August has, I have to admit, has been a very intense, energetic month for me. And everyone around me has been feeling the same symptoms. It's been either very high up here, or it seems like it's just taking you all the way low, very draining. The energy shifts just keep going and going and going up and down like a teeter-totter. Not that it's a bad thing, not that it's a good thing, but it's just shifting. You can feel it. Like a lot of things have started. It's kind of like starting the engine and you're going, you're moving. Now, a lot of you have been feeling drained, and this happens a lot of times with the energy shifts, because when the energy shifts happen, and if you're not prepared for it, if you're not doing the things that you should be doing to help recharge your energy, balancing yourself, whatever that may be, everybody has their own methods, it's going to drain you. I have to admit, it's not like something that'll catch you when you're waiting for it, but it's like when you're right off guard. It happens to me. So I highly recommend that you take self-care at this time, really work on yourself. I know a lot of you work on yourselves, and we all do on a daily basis. It's not easy, just like working out, like exercise. It's mind, body, and spirit. So the same thing goes with your energy, your spirit. You really want to keep up with whatever you're doing and maybe add some things to it. Now, with the energies going into like high gear like this, sometimes it's good to take it down, take it a little slower. So just go with the flow. I mean, it comes in waves. I mean, that's the way it is for me and a lot of people around me, that we all try to like cope with it and just deal with certain things. Now, sometimes you feel like very anxious. This is another thing. Very like not quick-tempered, I'm going to say, but, you know, you can be triggered off really easy. And when that happens, you know, you have to be careful that you don't trigger off something that can, well, wake up an old wound that you worked so hard to push away. Because when that happens, it's like, oh my gosh, I spent so many months with cleansing and letting go and releasing and surrendering that I have to do it all over again. No, you don't. Just, you know, it's like maintenance, self-care, getting back to the basics. That's like kind of like with the diet. You know, sometimes when you eat something wrong or you overindulge in something, you have to just go back to it. You didn't lose everything, but if you keep going the way you're going, you kind of like are going to wake up like past stuff that, you know, you put away. So it's a good idea to always, you know, take time out for yourself. I like to meditate all the time. I do that every day on a daily basis. If you don't meditate, I highly recommend that you start, you know, start something where you can just reflect, balance yourself, balancing your chakras, get a Reiki treatment, whatever that may be. Like I said, sometimes just going for a walk and, you know, in nature, that's what I do every day. Even if it's hot, rain or shine, I am walking outside. I have lots of trees around me, so I kind of like cheat about it because I go in my backyard, and if a lot of you that saw my previous videos and know my backyard, it's like it's a forest, so I can just go all over the place with trees that charge me up, because trees do have a lot of energy. Or if you're by the water, walking in the sand, walking in the water, just getting out there, okay? So, I mean, there's many ways, and I can go on, and that's not what I'm here to do, but I'd like to help you all, and that's what my goal is, because I've been asked many questions. How do I get myself back on track? How do I get myself back to where I was before? How do I do this? And I want to answer every single question, but sometimes I don't have time, so I'm going to be making more videos on how to help recharge your soul center so you can feel more revived, refreshed. So maybe in the future, that's another plan that I have. So many things on my planner, so I do plan to get to it, just one step at a time. And that's another thing. Energy shifts will invite a lot of ideas. Oh my gosh, I've been like, my planner is like full already, and I have to start on a new one, because all the ideas that I get are actually divine messages, and these divine messages, you know, are part of the energy shifts. So you know what, it's a good thing. At the same time, it may feel like it's draining. So always look at it not in a negative way. The glass is not half empty. I always say this, the glass is half full. So try your best to focus on what you need to do, especially during this time, you know, middle of August. It can get crazy. A lot of kids go to school soon. A lot of kids are getting ready to go to school. It's just like you want everybody to get like going, and that's like you want to get everything crammed up, I should say, in one specific day. And I try that, do that too, sometimes multitasking. But let's say one thing, let's take it one step at a time. I'm practicing what I preach, so I hope you are practicing what I am telling you, because it is important. Because these reading videos that I make are actually to guide you. They're not to tell you what to do. Just like here, I'm suggesting all of these things to help so that you can find it in your day to do what you need to do to manifestation, to positivity. So that's basically the goal here. And it's an energy exchange, because a lot of you have been reaching out to me with your positive support. I really, really do appreciate it. It melts my heart when I read the comments and everything that you tell me, and in the exciting things that's happening in your life, because that's like a blessing to me, and it is a blessing to me, because I'm here for you guys. If you would like to get your own personalized reading, I do that as well. The links are down in the description area, and you can get either a phone, chat, or email reading, and I offer that all, you know, like through PayPal. And also, if you'd like to check out my other videos, you're more than welcome to do that. It's all in my YouTube, Facebook. I post on both channels, and also I hope you guys are following me on Instagram. I try my best to get a one card every day, just like for motivation. But I do post on a daily basis motivational quotes. Sometimes what motivates me will motivate you. I watch a lot of people that motivate me, and engage with a lot of people, so that we can all give that energy exchange, because let's face it, I mean, life is too short, and we have these tools. I mean, maybe 25 years ago, we didn't have these, you know, special gadgets, these gadgets that we all, you know, grab, and we just start, oh gosh, who's talking to me? Oh, I shouldn't do that. My phone is going to start beeping. But let's say the truth. We're all here to motivate, and that's what the true goal is. So without further delay, let's begin. Okay, I've meditated and asked for guidance from our angels and spirit guides on what we need to know for this upcoming week, and what we need to do to avoid obstacles, and what we should be prepared for with everything that has been going on these past few weeks. The cards that I've used are the very beautiful Whispers of Love Oracle cards. As you know, I love this artwork. Angela Hartfield artwork by Josephine Wall. One of the most beautiful artworks I've seen on many cards, of course. I mean, there's lots of them, but this one, I don't know, it just calls out to me for many years, all of her decks. Okay, so the first card that I pulled, slow down. And as you can see, her hair is a maze. And it appears to be a couple that's inside this maze. And this maze seems to be taking her into many places, because she needs to slow down. There's a lot of energy that's been going on. As you can see, there's two little fish swimming around her. She's deep into the sea. This card represents a lot of what we need to do. And as this card says, slow down. When you are excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take time to allow things to unfold. Okay. Now, we've been seeing a lot of energy shifts going on, and everything that's been happening slowly, it's coming down a little bit, but though there is still some energetic shifts that may still be occurring for a lot of us. It's a time for us to slow down. It's a time for Divine Masculine to stop putting everything out there, trying to do too many things, multitasking. The Divine Masculine is doing things because he wants more. And he is starting to fight back, like we've been seeing in the previous readings, as he's starting to come forward. And you can see the Divine Masculine starting to make those shifts, those changes. There's also shifts in the Divine Feminine at the same time. So as one shifts to one direction, the Divine shifts to another. So the both Divines are actually, both the Divine Masculine and Feminine, are trying to balance themselves in order to come together to make a perfect balance. Now, some of the things may not be in a positive level, some of the things may be in a negative, or vice versa. It's all about how it's time to slow down and start taking time out for what is real, what is truth, what you need to focus on. Well, if you're focusing on too many different things, I mean, and that goes for the relationship itself. When you're looking at, well, my relationship is suffering because I'm not getting what I want. This person doesn't cater to what I need, and I give them everything, and that is all ego, as we talked about before. The Divine Masculine has a lot of ego. Always did. Not that Divine Feminine doesn't feel it, but the Divine Masculine seems to take over. That's why it's a masculine. That's why it sometimes gets the best of us. We have it inside of all of us, male and female, that we're allowing that I should not be allowing this person to do these things to me. And yes, being assertive and speaking up for your rights is the best thing you can do to get things out in the open. But when you're putting out there too much of yourself and you're not allowing yourself to have self-care with love and, you know, expressing the love that you have inside of you, you're neglecting yourself. You're not really neglecting that person. You're not neglecting anybody except yourself. And that's where ego comes in. Ego can do this to us. Ego can make something shift to the point where we feel that we don't get enough. And that person should be giving us more, when actually it's us that's not giving ourselves enough to feel good about. And that can go on and on and on until you realize and come to a place where you're going to say, you know what, I need to humble myself and I need to just give into the light, give into the love, and watch and see how things can change. Many times that person just doesn't understand you, and they're not going to understand you because you don't understand yourself, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Beautiful card. Be authentic to who you are. I just love looking at the artwork. I apologize, I just can gaze into it. And as you can see, this this young woman is inside the ocean or the sea with a beautiful swan above her crown. And there are many small animals around her, butterflies, and it looks like she's deep inside herself, that it's time for her to be her authentic self. She has so many different beings. She has so many different people that she is not being the person that she's supposed to be. And as you can see, there's this young little boy. It looks like a little boy. I'm thinking that's a little boy with a flute. He has a flute in his hand, playing this flute for a reason. Maybe there is something that he is not realizing, something that he is avoiding, but there's also something else trying to fly near and catch her at the same time. I mean, there's many different ways you can look at this. Okay, so let's read the bottom. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. Okay. Now, that is so true to a lot of us, because we don't exactly be the person who we should be. Not because we're trying to be something else, not because we think we're supposed to be something. I mean, yeah, we grow up thinking that in the society that we live in, that we're supposed to be a certain way, or we're supposed to live a certain way, act a certain way, and that goes on. That what we see on TV, or what we see from others, what we grow up going to school, and how life is supposed to be, how society is supposed to be, the ideal life, kind of like gets our energies shifted from, we're not exactly our authentic self, and we're not living our life authentically. So there's a part of us that needs to let go and release and surrender to be that person. Maybe there's something inside of you that you've been holding back. Maybe you don't do what you want to do because you're afraid what other people are going to think. This is where the Divine Masculine takes over. The Divine Masculine is saying, I'm scared, I can't do this, I can't move to my authentic self, I can't be who I want to be. Now, maybe you're being your authentic self, but your divine partner isn't. Maybe that person that you're with is not their authentic self. So how do you talk to them to be who they want to be, who they are, it's impossible. I mean, you can't tell somebody, hey, you need to be your authentic self, you need to dig a little deeper. Except if you have abilities to be your authentic self yourself. You need to show them, you need to shine the light, you need to embrace what you are. They will automatically latch on. They will automatically catch on. Believe me, when it comes to us being positive, being happy, you know, showing this glow, maybe people can look at you and say, what are you doing? Are you really that happy? What is so great in your life? I mean, that's what people say a lot of times to me, to a lot of people that I know. I mean, it doesn't have to be great in order to be happy, to be positive, because this is life. Everybody is equal. Doesn't matter if you're a billionaire or if you're, you know, you're struggling or you don't have anything. It doesn't matter, because we are all equal. When you have the happiness in your heart, guess what? That's authentic. That is authentic, because that's when we come into this world, that's who we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be happy, because as little children, we are not faced with struggle and obstacles and ego. We don't have problems. So our life is supposed to be like, not that we're supposed to act like little children, but we're supposed to have the energy of the way a child is. They don't have burdens. They don't look at things so negatively. I know sometimes it's impossible to be like that, because people can take advantage of you and do things to you. I'm not talking about how to act with people. That's not being authentic. But no, showing yourself in a sense where you're just who you are. Maybe you're not all that positive, but you are happy, or you're not shining something about yourself, that it's time to release that. That's where the Divine Masculine wants to release himself. The Divine Masculine is saying, I need to be myself. Maybe that person that you're with wants to be this way as well. Maybe you're not seeing the authentic person. Maybe she's not being herself. The only way to do it, to talk to her, is to show her yourself, your true self. Yes, sometimes it's like taking off layer by layer. It doesn't happen overnight, but you have to work with yourself. You have to work on this little by little. Okay, now let's go to the next card. Okay, very beautiful card. I love the colors. Okay, as it says, be in the present, dream of the future. I love that card. When we dream, everything is possible. And as you can see, there are some pyramids. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. As you can see, it's very beautiful colors. You can see the galaxy and all the different planets. And there's, oh my, you can see a castle inside. I love castles. You all know how I feel about castles. Very beautiful colors. Okay, I'm going to gaze into these cards later, but they are beautiful. Okay, so being in the present and dream of the future. When you dream, you shine everything that you desire out there. Now, yes, sometimes we can't get everything we want. Maybe we all want to be extremely high in life and have everything we ever want. And yes, maybe you can. You have to dream first. You have to take it to the higher level. There's so much more out there, but if you're looking at things and not expanding yourself to feel the light, feel the love that you have in your heart with that person, you're never going to get any, you're not going to get anywhere in this relationship. Sometimes it's good to just express yourself. How about do something nice? Do something a little extra special. Maybe you've been upset. There could have been a temporary setback, a relationship breakup, something. Maybe giving that person the benefit of the doubt that maybe you should have listened. Maybe you should have heard what they had to say instead of jumping to conclusions. I mean, I see this all the time. It's time to just dream of the future. Do you want this relationship to go to the next level? The Divine Feminine wants it, but the Divine Feminine, like we said before, is being stubborn. She's not allowing herself to dream. I really feel like the Divine Feminine holds back a lot, and when she holds back a lot, she can accumulate a lot. Accumulating those stones like we talked about before, accumulating unnecessary baggage that go on for nothing. I mean, they just get heavier and heavier and don't do any good, no benefit for anyone, except she just feels like that's her pride. And I mean, yes, maybe there is a grudge you have, and I'm not telling you you need to forgive and forget, but
maybe it's time to just look at things a little bit differently. Sometimes when you put yourself in the other person's shoes for a moment and look at the back history and outweigh everything. I mean, sometimes it's difficult. We're coming out of Mercury retrograde, and you know what? This could be an ideal time to make some important plans, some important decisions. Yes, it's like you're starting now to see things a little bit differently that you didn't see before, and it's time to dream. Maybe you're looking to buy a home or something. I mean, whatever that is. Maybe move to a beautiful, place where there's water and an ocean. I know I would love to. I live near the lake, but you know what? That is my dream. One day maybe I just might. But if you don't dream and you don't put those on a vision board, even now, I mean, yes, we're not at the beginning of the year where I always talk about vision boards, but putting those plans out now, mid time of the year, is a good time to set out some semi new beginnings, because it's the middle part of the year and we're getting close to the new year. I mean, I don't want to talk about winter or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying is, like, you want to start. You want to embrace what you have in front of you and live to the fullest. Because I like to look at things. This is the thing. When I dream, I don't just dream because I'm wanting to be like something I see on TV or what that person has. Yes, those are wonderful, and God bless them if they have those things. I'm happy for people. But I like to dream beyond that. I like to dream of eternal peace for everyone in this world. That's my true goal. I mean, I would love to have everybody be happy and at peace with each other, because I feel like that is the biggest gift we can have. Because when we're at peace, we dream more. We can embrace love. Also, I like to dream of things to go, places to go, things to do, I should say. And when I do this, not that I'm going to get it done, but I kind of like take a piece of that wherever I go, and I try to spread it on to others. And yes, I go to Europe a lot. Well, that's my thunder. I'm sorry, it's raining outside. That's summer weather. But I like to look at things where I can say, you know what, I would love to go to this place, or I look on the internet just to give me like an embrace feeling of love. Even if I look at pictures, that's what I do. You have to find your dream. Your dream can be anything that you imagine it to be, but you have to live your life first and be happy with who you are in your skin, to be at peace with everything. Like I said, be in the present. Be in the present is dreaming of the future. When you accept, you allow, you embrace. And the little dingling noise you hear, that's Kisses. She's just walking around. Okay. Now let's go to the next card. Okay. Ah, beautiful card. As you can see, these two trees are embracing. I love trees with quite a few little birds inside that tree. The union of hearts. There is a connection of love that defies explanation. It's a union. Do you see this? It's beautiful. The union of love. Now, a lot of times we're going through stormy relationships, breakups. Sometimes maybe there is arguments going on, and it seems like every time we talk, we go into like an argument session or a discussion session, whatever you want to call it, and then take a time out for a little time, and it kind of like gets distracting to feel like there's anything more out of this relationship. This card is telling you it's time to come together in your heart with that person. The divine feminine, she wants to give in. She wants to give the love. This is a divine energy of love. That divine union is right around the corner. Not only with just the physical, but it has to first come together with spiritual. Remember, like we've always talked about, divine union cannot happen between two people if they're not spiritually aligned. And there's a lot sometimes that they have to work on themselves, especially with the twin flames. Twin flames have a lot of work to do. Oh, there is some excess baggage, not only baggage, but stuff that they just don't want to go into. And that can go on for a long time before they finally do come to terms with certain things, and they can come to a divine union. I see this all the time. I've went through it. I mean, I know that it is not easy, and I know sometimes it involves a lot of purging. It does. Sometimes it does. It's releasing and surrendering and just living the moment. Now, sometimes it doesn't necessarily have to be a twin flame. There is other soul connections that mimic this, because whatever it is, coming into a divine union, it also could be with any type of soulmate as well. So I'm not just specifying that it's a twin flame. It's your divine partner, and I can't tell you exactly what that is right now. I can just tell you that whoever you're with right now, and if you're going through something, there is divine union right around the corner, but you have to be ready for it. Divine union can happen when you least expect it, or it can happen years later. I mean, everybody is different, and you know, I'm not here to make things light and say it's going to happen sooner than when it should, but it's all about you, and nobody can give you that specific exact date. As you already know, it's free will. That's why I don't give out time frames, because free will comes into place, and when free will happens, we cannot predict it. You know, this is why we have to work on ourselves. We have to work on ourselves each and every day. You know, like I've been talking about, those energy shifts are still happening. I know a lot of people are still feeling the after effects. They're still feeling the energy going through them, and I still feel it. So I'm also included when I say people are going through it. And many times we can go through it for a little while. But whatever it is, it's all about improving ourselves. It's all about aligning ourselves, whatever that may be. If you're looking to come into a better place with yourself, with your relationship, with other people, whatever that may be, there is a union of hearts that has to happen. You have to come to terms with what you feel in your heart first. Otherwise, it's always going to feel like you're just going around in circles, if that makes sense. You know, we can do this over and over, but if we don't come to terms with what our ego keeps attacking us with and saying, hey, you need to pay attention to this, you need to stop this, you need to do this, we don't really listen to ourselves. We're not really like our authentic self. I'm getting a little tongue-tied. I need something to drink here. But you're doing the right thing by watching these videos, trying to find better ways to help yourself, to find guidance, you know, spiritual guidance. That's the first step. Because you know what? If you're not watching, obviously you're not going to get it. Obviously you're not going to hear what I'm saying. But when you're watching, and you're watching other videos, and you're getting readings, and you're trying to like learn about things, reading books, reading off the internet, you're growing. You're spiritually coming to an awakening, and that's why you're drawn towards it. That's what brought you here. This is what guided you here. Otherwise, you would have been just back where you were, you know, before all of this started. And that's why it's time to just let yourself shine to others, letting yourself be the person who you are, your authentic self. Authentic self meaning who you are deep inside and out. And that person you're waiting for, the divine energies that you're trying to come together, because this is a divine partner reading, and it's mainly not telling you what to do, but helping you to find what you need to use to get better with this person from the messages that come through. Okay, so I hope this reading resonated with you. There was a lot of hidden messages that I had to say, and I hope that they got through to you, because I feel them in many ways as well. Also, if you feel like this can benefit for someone else, that maybe it was a reading sent to you so that you can help someone to hear it, by all means, please share it to help them, because like I said, I want to reach out to everybody. That's my true goal in life. Also, if you would like to get your own personalized reading, I do offer email, phone, and chat readings, and the links are down below in the description area. There's also my blog that you can look at. There's many articles that I have there for many years. Also, my other YouTube and Facebook videos that you can check out, just to help you get better answers with soulmates, twin flames, divine partners, and just to give it a little more guidance. Sometimes we hear something and it reflects on us in a different way. It's kind of like sometimes a refresher course, even if you already know all about it. I go back into my own videos, I go back into other videos and other research. It's kind of like going back to the basics. I do this all the time. Okay, So also, if you're not subscribed to me, I hope you can, because like I said, I do these reading videos from my heart. I want to be there for you guys. But also, I release the one every weekend, so you can get it like on a routine basis. I've been doing this for over 1.5 years, and I plan to do more. Also, follow me on my social media sites. I have Facebook and Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, that you can also follow me. I do release a new one card almost every day on Instagram. I get busy sometimes, so it just becomes a little hectic for me. But I do post every day motivational quotes, and I'd like to engage with you. I mean, it's easy on Instagram for some reason more than any other place. Facebook too, but I don't always get the messages for some reason. My Facebook Messenger doesn't always come up. It's better on Instagram. I don't know. Maybe I'm just drawn to Instagram. Okay. So, until next time, God bless you all. Namaste.